What's up, I'm Matty Marshall. You're watching the Matty Ho Show at exhale.com. Check it out. All right, what's up? I'm here with Colt from the Naughty Dogs. Now, Colt, how you guys playing today? I watched a couple of your games. It least seems like you're trying to play offensive paintball, you know?
Right.
And I mean, that's a big part of your game. And I know Rocky's consciously made an effort to make sure that his franchise really has, you know, those charismatic players.
Right.
You know, was that something that consciously you guys are really trying to work on coming into this event?
Well, I mean, notoriously, before some of the new pickups, the Dogs are always a slower, counter-punch type of team, take their bunkers, shoot a couple guys, then make moves.
Yeah.
Now with myself and a few of the other new fast kids, T-Mac, now we're a lot more forward-thinking. We still have our good veterans in the back that kind of hold it down for us.
Well, it's also like, and T-Mac too, Tyler McCluskey, and it's, you guys, like, Naughty Dogs would have their aggressive players, but those guys are just starting to come into their own, you know, and I've seen their game develop over the past years, so it takes like 3 years on the circuit to really kind of hone your game to where it needs to be to play at that top level and contend to win tournaments, you know? So, and you guys are notorious for also having awesome practices and making sure that, you know, the team's on that level because, you know, Rocky's a taskmaster, you know? So how's the preparation side going for you guys?
Well, you know, my personal opinion, we're the best practice team in the world. I mean, we'll go out and smash teams 4 games to 1 and then get to an event, and it's our consistency doesn't stay. That's our biggest thing. I mean, we can go out there and compete with any other team like any of these guys can.
Yeah.
But we just can't stay consistent like the Dynasties and Ironman. You know, World Cup last year is a good example. We came out, dominated pretty much everybody, ended up getting second, but to the Russians, and they were playing real strong as well.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the event before that, we don't even make quarterfinals. You know, it's just one of those things.
Inconsistency kills, man.
It really does.
So what are you guys doing to kind of change that mind state, you know? So
we started practicing some better teams. We went out and practiced excessive before the last X-Ball, and we practiced Philly as well. Before, we were kind of beating up on some local guys ourselves, and you know, that's kind of counterproductive if you really think about it.
Yeah, absolutely, because you excel to the level of competition that you're competing against, and that's why, you know, the California teams have always been those more consistent franchises because they get that good scrimmages, those good practices, so they're getting all these different looks all the time, you know? Like Trauma was having a problem with that. They've been underperforming because they've been playing their gridlock guys, and those dudes are phenomenal paintball players, but they not only play the same style as Trauma, but they're not a pro team, you know? So it's like when you're playing all these different pro teams, getting those different looks and having to adapt, you know, to what's going on. And if you guys are going to start doing that, I think that, you know, you'll find yourself being a more consistent team.
I think so as well.
So as far as these fields right here, how are you guys kind of setting up? Are you going more heavy snake side? I mean, like, it's the Doritos, they're a pretty good side too. And then what's a little bit different about these particular field setups is the middle is really good too.
Right, the middle, you know, the games we lost are pretty much middle battles.
Yeah.
So we're winning tape battles and losing the middle battle. So, you know, we go out there and we play a game and we either destroy or get destroyed. There's been no close games.
No close
we pretty
games.
much just run people through or get run through.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. I think we're losing the middle game. We're working the tapes well. Dorito side is pretty much a hold side. It's just myself and usually Trevor over there. But, you know, we make moves as we can.
But it is a hold side, but the Dorito is the counterpunch side.
Right.
So much emphasis is put on the snake, but it's like once those players get in there and the guns switch, then you can get jiggy down that Dorito side. And your game has been developing. You're kind of getting that. You're starting to, you know, you've been putting your years in now.
Right.
So your game's developing to where you're really starting to see those openings a lot quicker than before, you know, and really kind of taking advantage of that. It's something that you're personally trying to get that into your game as much as possible.
Right. The biggest thing for me is I've always been forward thinking. It's never been an issue of, oh, well, Colt, run him down. I will go wherever you
that's
say.
the thing. It's like you've never been one of those guys like, oh, Colt needs to be more aggressive.
Right.
You've always been a hardcore aggressive guy, but
too aggressive.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
I've learned you know, there's time to slow down. There's time to go after it. And you know, when you can have controlled aggression,
it's putting you on that Dorito side and forcing you to almost wait until the gun switch and you find that lane and then you make those moves, because the moves you've been making, you're getting a guy and then cleaning up, you know?
Right, sure.
So
it's kind of one of those things where they like kind of forget about you a little bit, you know, and they start focusing on other
go
things.
to sleep.
And at that time, you just, you know, move wherever you want to, do whatever you want to do.
We'll keep it up, man.
Appreciate
and hopefully
it,
we'll see you guys on Sunday, dude.
For sure.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.